It's not often these days that we get a true old-school Hollywood premiere, and when one arrives, it instantly becomes an event worth dissecting under a microscope. This September, a project of that kind officially hits theaters, a remake of a cult classic with a strong cast and serious ambitions. Yes, today we're talking about The Toxic Avenger, with Peter Dinklage stepping into the lead role. A franchise born in the 80s as outrageous B-movie trash cinema is about to be reborn, and this time it comes with star power and a modern edge. So let's dig into how Tyrion Lannister became a Toxic Avenger.
A cult classic reimagined. The Toxic Avenger is a legend of 80s exploitation cinema. Created in 1984 by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hurds, it blended superhero tropes with black comedy, buckets of gore, and a self-aware sense of irony. On release, the film barely made a splash, but over time it found its cult following, spawning sequels, video games, comic books, and even a stage musical. Now the franchise is being revived with a full reboot. The cast includes Peter Dinklage, Elijah Wood, and Kevin Bacon, a lineup that instantly puts this remake on the radar.
The road to the reboot. The idea of remaking The Toxic Avenger has been floating around since 2010, when Akiva Goldsman, I Am Legend, Constantine, bought the rights. At one point, even Arnold Schwarzenegger was rumored to be interested. But nothing materialized until 2019, when the project finally secured a creative team, with Kaufman himself returning as a producer and consultant. The first cut premiered at Fantastic Fest in 2023, and critics praised it as wild, energetic, and unapologetically gory, earning a 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Theatrical release was delayed to polish the film, but that extra time seems to have paid off. The story. The plot centers on Winston, a struggling janitor and single father who falls into a vat of toxic waste and mutates into a monstrous yet oddly heroic figure. Armed with super strength and a mop that can literally dissolve anything, Winston decides to take on crime and a ruthless gang led by Elijah Wood and Kevin Bacon. It's part superhero origin story, part splatter comedy, and part outsider's journey. And in this version, it's Peter Dinklage who embodies the unlikely hero. Critics say he brings both humor and genuine pathos, balancing absurd violence with moments of real drama. A new take on a cult hero. In the original 1984 film, Melvin, the janitor, was bullied at a health club before falling into toxic waste. He became a grotesque anti-hero who fought crime in Tromaville, long before Venom or Deadpool made anti-heroes mainstream. This new film modernizes the origin story, adding family struggles and deeper motivations for Winston. It's still chaotic, violent fun, but it also has a heart. And with Dinklage in the lead, the character becomes a true underdog hero in a way the original never fully explored. Behind the scenes, a stunt performer sometimes wore the Toxic Avenger suit, with Dinklage providing the voice in post-production. At first, he admitted he was nervous about it, but later praised the performance, saying it captured even his own mannerisms. Why this matters. The Toxic Avenger has always been about pushing boundaries. Born from trauma films, it was campy, outrageous, and gleefully offensive. The tagline for Troma's 50th anniversary sums it up perfectly. 50 years of disgusting movies. But now the cult classic is being reintroduced to mainstream audiences with a bigger budget, a star-studded cast, and a theatrical release. Practical effects, practical gore, and a tone that mixes absurdity with sincerity may just make this remake one of the most fascinating releases of the year. Final thoughts. Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger is already rewriting expectations for the franchise. What was once niche trash cinema now has the chance to become a cult blockbuster. The film officially releases September 4, and for the first time, The Toxic Avenger won't just be a midnight movie oddity, but a full-scale Hollywood premiere. So, what do you think? Does the trailer sell you on Dinklage as an unlikely toxic superhero? Or are you old school enough to remember the 1984 original? That's all for now, friends. See you in the next video very soon.